guys, this is Jackie Douglas. I'm hosting a swap on Crafty Swappers UK on Facebook, and the swap entails making an explosion box. It might seem a bit daunting. I'd love everyone to take part, and here I'm going to show you the basics. There's hundreds and hundreds of them on YouTube, different embellishments. You can use different ideas, and I'm sure you'll all come up with something. But this is the basic of how to make one, because I was asked to do it. You'll need a chipboard. This is 1mm. It's not that thick actually. It's quite a nice one. It's about the same thickness as a cereal box. If you want to use a cereal box to make it. I mean, my husband and I don't eat cereals very often, so I don't. I use chipboard. You'll need a sheet of basil, American Crafts, whatever 12 by 12 paper you use. That's quite a decent, substantial. I'll show you how to make it. First and foremost, you need to cut 4 pieces which are 4 inches wide. I will put the measurements on the site and on the video. You need 4 pieces 4 inches wide by 6 inches deep, like that. And then you need 1 piece of 4 by 4. You then need to go 1/2 inch smaller and do 3.5 by 5.5, 4 of those. 4 of those, and then a square piece 3.5 by 3.5. You need to do, depends how many inserts you want. You can go down as far as 1 inch if you want to, but I just do usually 3 inside. So you cut your next one down. It's pretty easy from now. 3 inch by 5 inch, and then your square piece is 3 by 3. Then I've got the other bits, I've used them. The next size down would be 2.5 by 4.5, a square piece of 2.5 square. And how you do it is, then you'll also need to cut some strips 1 inch wide out of your card. Actually, I think this is 1.5 inches wide, and then score it at 3/4. Just do about. I cut my whole sheet of paper up and scored it. Just use what I wanted, and I was left with a couple of pieces for another project. You then cut them up into. I'll do the 4 by 4, and then you'll know. I cut them up into pieces like that, and then miter the edges like that. So you've got them. Do use your I don't know where mine is, over there. Your bone folder, so that you get a nice crease on them. Now what you do, you have your, another thing, if you want to ink these prior, which I usually do, I usually ink all mine prior to putting them together. It's really not. So you ink all your papers, because then, I mean, you can use your Copics, your Pro markers, whatever you've got, and just pencil around the edges, but just in whatever colour you're going to do your box with, just so it gives it that edge. I mean, you could even paint them with acrylic paint if you wanted to. That's a personal thing. But you ink all your edges, and then you get a decent wet glue. I use this, but or I use the Kalau, or I use the Scotch. Either of those I find is really good as a wet glue. Then put your glue, obviously, on there and place that on. Now when you place this on, don't go right up to the crease, just leave. I mean, if you're a bit bothered about it, glue your other bit on, because obviously you can see where this is going. Glue your other piece on like that, and get a smaller piece of the chipboard and slip it between and push the two bits together. That is so, when you've got that stuck down, when it's all stuck, which it will be in a tick, that folds up neatly and it doesn't clash. You get a decent edge in there, and then you continue round like that on all four sides. And wet glue, I do know people that have used tape, but to be honest with you, when you use tape, after it's been opened a few times, it starts coming apart. The wet glue gets into the fibres, and I mean, I've got explosion boxes up there I made 2 or 3 years ago, and they're still good. I made one for my I make them a lot for oops, sorry, that's my cutter going. I make them a lot for like 18th birthdays, 60th birthdays, because it's a nice thing to do and have sort of photographs of, or just little sayings and things in for it, and then in the middle have like you know, an 18 popping out, or butterflies, or you know, anything really. It's good fun. I've even, if you look at my Christmas one, you'll see I've got a little penguin in the middle. I've made it like a house. That did take a lot of working out, but I did it. I took that off a video I'd seen on YouTube actually, and I got the idea, which is where I get quite a few ideas from. I love making these. I don't know what it is. It's good fun making these. I love making them as birthday, with a birthday gift inside. Like, you know, my grandson, I had made one for him so that he could give to his girlfriend with a watch in the middle one Christmas. He had loads of photos of them at different times in the sun, in the summer and stuff. Right, so you've then basically got a piece like that. Now I would turn that over. I'll make sure it's all well stuck down, like that. And you've then got a piece like that, which comes up together, like so. So you've got, and where that is nice, and there you go. And that's your outside of your box. You then carry on to do that with all the other layers, and you end up with this. Now, what I do is I work out what I'm going to decorate, how I'm going to decorate it, and I do my embellishments. I decorate each piece as I go along. So I decorate, this is going to be the outside, so I decide what I'm going to use, and I do the outside first, and I embellish, well, I embellish inside and outside. I then, on here, whatever I'm going to use, like on this one I should probably use this pad. I got free with something, so I would, when I put a piece of paper on there like that, cut it, and then you can, if you've got a bigger piece of paper, and cut it and cut into the corners, you could sort of make a little pocket on there. See, sorry, I'm trying to get a border punch out. See, for instance, you could edge this. Take that off now. But if you could get a bigger piece of paper, lay it on like that, cut in, leave yourself. So I'll just say I'm doing this corner here. So you get if you do that, and you'll get the mark in the paper, and then if you cut it about 1/4 inch each side of that, and then into that corner, you can then fold that back, obviously you'll be a little bit more detailed than I am, fold that back, and then you could put tape on there, wet glue, and you could make a little pocket for slipping things in, like so. So you back that, and then also that would, then you'd put that along the, crease that along there, very gently because I'm thin paper. Then you would get, so that, as you can see that, you'd then get a pocket to put little tags in. You can make it as big as you want. You've then covered this piece and covered your join, so that when you put your next one on and you place it in the middle, when you hold it up, you've got the pattern there in that, and it just covers those joins. And then, so that is how you do it. Then obviously you stick that to the centre of that once you've done all your embellishing, and then that to the centre of that, your 2.5 to the centre, and then bring them up together, and that is your exploding box. Because you put a lid on, when you lift the lid off, there you go. This is one of mine, how mine turned out. I made a little box, put it in the middle, filled it with some roses, made some butterflies. I made little tags out of doilies and bits, you know, photo mats, little pockets with tags in, little envelopes with tags in. You know, you can, it's endless what you can do. I've made an break up there with a tag. This is on YouTube, I will put the link for you to see it. That's basically what you do. Simple really. Then when you, for your lid, you'll need a piece of cardstock. How you make this lid is entirely up to you. I mean, you can make it just square, you can play around and do, which is what I've done here. I cut a piece, a long piece, worked it out, cut a side piece and cut into it and stuck it, and then decorated it. But there's all different ways to do it. You can do it however you want. You don't have to do a shaped lid. If you've never made them before, I'd suggest you stick to this. But you get a piece of paper, 8 by 1/8 square. Then you score 2 inches on each side. Then you cut into up to there on 2 sides. You cut up onto 2 sides. Then, I made a mess up there, but then do your corners like that, so that when you go in now, and then all you do is you put that to that. I mean, and you can, you know, if you made that a bit longer and you made it say 9 1/8 by you could sort of do a punched border or anything. I mean, you could even make it, you know, you could make it longer, but I would recommend a minimum 2 inches, because you can decorate this with a nice border, bit of ribbon, bit of lace, whatever. Then you stick this, I'll show you. Once again, I would use wet glue. I wouldn't use, I don't even use the score or red tape, because I do find that in time it just comes apart. There's one of these sort of things, because you're using them and they're like, you're not just opening it, it actually has a use of holding stuff. I do find wet glue is much better to use. And this does stick very quickly. Even though it looks as if it's taken me ages, it doesn't. Really not. I'm not being precise with it, but I mean, when you do it properly, you'd be really precise how you glue. Just make sure all your bits are glued down properly, because like I haven't now, it makes a big difference. You know, when everything's glued neatly and you check that everything's glued in the right place. I mean, I don't know, I've never tried this with hot glue, I don't know. But if you use hot glue, you just have to make sure you, even then I don't think I would use hot glue, to be honest. I don't know. Never used it on this sort of thing, so I can't comment. Other people may have other ideas. Anyway, you get that's your basic lid, so that when you get this together, like so, tip it, and then you put your lid, then fit your box. Now press that. So when you come to, when you've all decorated it and you've made it look like it is, and people open it, that's what you get. And you can put anything you like in here. I mean, I say I made a little box for that one, but I have put like a spring with a number on popped up, or I've put just butterflies in, or I've just put just anything. Just put whatever you want to put in there. You know, the embellishment side of everything is entirely your way of doing things. This is just my way of showing you how to make the basic box. I hope it has helped, and I will put this one up when I've finished it for you all to see, because I will finish this one now I've started it. So anyway guys, I hope that has helped. I hope you join in. I'd love to see more of you join in. At the moment there's 4. I'd like to see it, you know, a few more of you out of the group. Please join and have a go. You've got plenty of time to make it. I don't close the draw till the 14th of September, and the item will be out at the end of September, so you know, you've got plenty of time to sit and play with it and do it. So I'd love you all to join. So anyway, have a great crafting, happy crafting, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.